Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Sunday. Today is the 26th. Is that right? It's the 26th?
Get a check on that.
Yeah, it's 26th of May, and I'm in Dallas. First of all, thanks to everybody that came out to my presentation yesterday, and also all the people that watched on Facebook. Man, we had a great time. Taking care of a lot of stuff here in Dallas, and we got some amazing things coming your way, that's for sure. I'm super stoked about it. And if this is your first time seeing me or encountering me on YouTube, or maybe you saw me on Facebook or Instagram, whenever that's up and going again, yeah, thanks for watching. You know, I have an amazing group of Forex traders and trading everything beyond Forex as well. And I made the group around my trading style. I do this for a living. I've been doing it for a while now. And if that interests you, I won't go into the big spiel. Click on the links below. It's an amazing community of traders, and it's free to get started. So check it out, and I hope to see you in there for sure. So this is a weekly outlook video. I'm going to go over the setups that I'm looking at going into the first of the week coming up. And, you know, the big news is Theresa May stepping down. So I think that's going to mean a lot of movements in the pound probably. And I think it's going to strengthen the pound personally, because it's we're at some serious lows on cable, and I think that could bring in also some dollar weakness. So I was just setting. I want to go over this chart real quick though, because I was just like looking at my phone. I was getting ready for this, and I was like, oh wait, wow, this looks good, like a great setup. So this is dollar Swiss. We have. You can see we broke out right here. We broke out above, and it turned out to be a false breakout. And usually, typically, a false breakout leads to a breakdown, and that's what we have here. So you can see that we have a nice trend line break. We broke down below the support, kind of consolidated in this triangle right here, and now we're below again. So I think it'd be very likely, maybe, to see a retest, depending on how the market opens up, and then a move lower to retest this trend line here. Well, and then if this goes, it's going to be a long drop for dollar Swiss for sure. But that would be the first target I'm looking at. I'm going to take this and send this picture out to my VIP group, and that's one of the advantages of being in my group. You know, I get to see my charts. You know, I do tweet some, but the people in my group get all of them, and it's really good for the people that are in there. I really encourage you to like take these charts and kind of match them up against your own analysis. So there's dollar Swiss, and you know, if the dollar Swiss is breaking down, you can believe the way that correlates that the other European currencies, especially the euro, it's really poised to make some moves now. We're at 1.12, and we're in this huge descending wedge here. This is a daily chart. Now, I know there's some people in the group. Scott for sure has been all over this one, and he always is. Got some great analysis. We break out above this line right here. You can see here's our wedge. We break out of this to the upside. It's going to be some serious movements for euro dollar. And we have the RSI divergent down here. And just for the sake of it, let's take a look at what that looks like on a weekly chart. Right, so this, you can see this has really just been consolidating in the downtrend right here. We have the head and shoulders pattern, which is completed. And so if, you know, the dollar's been super strong, so we don't want to necessarily just start betting against the dollar. But I will show you some more examples of my case here. You know, we had this little breakout right there. And the true test is going to be breaking above this line. If that happens, it's going to be a complete turnaround. Expect some huge dollar weakness. And then turnarounds across the board. Kiwi dollar, Aussie dollar, and I want to specifically talk about the pound dollar. I'm going to get this chart out there. And so when y'all watch this video, I just really want you to be aware of these levels right here that I have marked. That's 1.134. So I mean, that's like 140 pips away. So you know that might not happen this week with the market. You know, volatility is picking up, but you never know. This thing could just creep along. Monday, by the way, is Memorial Day. So for the dollar pairs, you know, I'm expecting it to be a little less volatile, but really you never know. Trump is in Japan this weekend meeting with Prime Minister Abe of Japan. So that there could be some news. Supposedly they're talking about trade negotiations, but you never know what's really going on. Like, you know, when he was in North Korea, he stormed out. China, same deal. So this is the dollar index. So you can see the inverse correlation on that wedge in EU and the dollar index here. So if this moves up and we break below this line here, that just furthers the case of dollar weakness. And, you know, if this doesn't happen, the flip side of this coin, I think there's more indicators that this is going to be the case. But the other side of that is this is going to break way, way higher. So let's go to pound pairs and specifically cable, which is for anybody that is new to the cool hip slang. That's GBP USD. So it was pointed out to me last night by Chase, which is really good point that he made. He showed me this chart on a weekly chart. And if you go to the weekly chart, or no, he showed it to me on a monthly. And here we are on the monthly chart. And look at us down here at these historic lows. That looks like a gigantic double bottom to me. If you look at this, let me take off some of my some of these lines so you can see it a little more clearly. One touch, two touch, right? And for the people that have been through my course, this makes a nice W pattern. Now this is on a monthly chart, so you can say, I mean, we're talking 500 pip moves here, but say the pound rallies, this would illustrate that point more. This is long term, keep in mind. But this is your textbook double bottom, one bottom, two bottoms, divergent RSI down here. That's really pointing upwards, and that's signifying some strength coming in. And you know, this thing could, I mean, that could be huge turnarounds. Really, this could be a swing trade that you could hold for months, especially when you're looking at it on this monthly chart. So there it is on the monthly. Let's go see how it looks on the daily chart, right? So these are the legs of that double bottom here, right? So if we go into more micro view, we are retouching the support here. Super oversold. This thing is set up, you know, I'm on my managed account that I'm trading. I have positions buying pound on GBP USD, GBP. So like, this thing's poised to bounce, right? And this Brexit news with Theresa May leaving is the catalyst that could shoot this thing up another 400 pips super fast. Which, if we can catch this move and get down here at the bottom, dude, that would be epic, epic. That's pretty much the game plan. So GBP JPY. The mirroring cut out. Let's see here. All right, had to pause there for a little technical difficulties. The Wi-Fi in this hotel isn't that great. So here we are on pound yen. Same deal. Like this was that flash crash that happened a few months back. So we know that this is just a huge level of support here. Let's just take a look at this since we are looking at such a macro view of the pound dollar. And really, the thing about the pound, if the pound dollar is rallying, the pound is going to be strong across the board. And look at this level of support we're on, right? So this is resistance down here. We're at the bottom of this support. So this thing is really poised to make some moves to, if we go to this daily chart here, long term, for me, this is a target. And that's 500 pips. And we're talking very long term here, but on the level of support it is, and the degree of how oversold it is on the RSI, the true factor is getting good entry in down here, and we're really poised for that now. So it's going to be interesting to see how this opens up after the weekend, because of all the Theresa May news and all this. So it's going to be an exciting week. And so lastly, if we're talking about the pound, we are in it on our VIP signals. I'm in it on my managed account is Euro pound. We had a huge rejection of this at this level here in the daily, this resistance level. We have some pretty big exhaustion candles, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this make one more run to the upside and then really flush out. And especially if pound dollar rallies, this thing is going to drop like a ton of bricks. So we've got some exciting pairs coming up, and inversely of that, if we get this, if the dollar weakness does play through and we get the strength in these pound pairs, you can expect gold to make some pretty big rallies as well. And I'll pull up gold real quick, and then I got to go catch a plane and head back to Nashville. So, but this is my look in gold, and I shared it earlier with my group, but I'm going to share it again. 1300 is my target, especially if everything else and the correlations are correct with the pound really making a huge comeback. So, and the euro and the dollar. So I hope you found this video helpful. It's going to be a great week. Also, we have the Bank of Canada has an interest rate decision on Wednesday, so keep an eye out for that. Definitely expect some increased volatility. So thanks so much for the support. Thanks to everybody who watched my presentation. There's going to be more of that to come. There's going to be more Ronan coming to visit in the UK and Portugal, and we're just making those plans out right now. So it's going to be an epic year. I'm super exciting. So let's get it. Let's have an awesome week, and thanks for all your support, everyone. Peace.